Have you ever wondered about the stories behind the names on a war memorial? Today, we're sharing one such story, the life of Thomas Miller, a man whose journey from the fields of Kansas to the jungles of Vietnam, and back again, teaches us about the true meaning of courage. Born in 1945 in a small Kansas town, Thomas grew up listening to his father's World War II stories. He admired his father's bravery, but also saw the silent pain those memories carried. A hard-working boy who loved fixing tractors and listening to country music, Thomas felt a pull of duty as the news about Vietnam grew louder. "If my country needs me, I'll be there," he told his mother, who tearfully gave him a small medal of St. Michael, the patron saint of soldiers, a token he would carry with him into the unknown. In 1965, Thomas enlisted in the Army, at Fort Benning. He met James Carter, a cheerful Texan who became his closest friend. While Thomas was quiet and reflective, James had a gift for lifting everyone's spirits. Together, they were deployed with the 1st Cavalry Division to the Ia Drang Valley. The reality of war was a harsh shock. The humidity was suffocating, the fear was constant, and survival was the only goal. In a letter home, Thomas wrote, "The sound of helicopters is the only thing that breaks the silence before chaos. I think about home every night. That's what keeps me sane." Then, in March 1967, everything changed. During a reconnaissance mission, Thomas's squad was ambushed. Shrapnel tore into his leg, and as he lay in agonizing pain, he saw James running toward him, straight through the storm of gunfire. James lifted him, carrying him toward safety. But just as they neared the tree line, a grenade exploded. Thomas crawled to his friend's side. James was barely breathing. He took Thomas's hand and whispered, "Tell my mom, I made it," and then he was gone. Thomas was rescued, but he left a part of himself in that jungle forever. After months in a military hospital, Thomas was discharged and sent home to Kansas. But home didn't feel like home anymore. The fields were too quiet, the laughter felt distant, and the nights were haunted by the sound of phantom helicopters. His father, a veteran himself, tried to connect, but Thomas had walled himself off, the war having carved a silence too deep for words. He worked at a gas station, a ghost in his own life, until one day a little girl asked him about his limp. For the first time, he found the words. "Because once I tried to outrun bullets, and lost." That small moment was a turning point. Thomas began to heal by sharing his story. He joined a veterans group, speaking to students about sacrifice and the true cost of war. It was there he met Margaret, a kind volunteer nurse who saw past his scars. They married in 1975, the same year the war officially ended, and built a peaceful life together. Thomas cultivated a beautiful garden, calling it the proof that life grows even after the fire. He found his purpose not in forgetting, but in remembering with intention. Every Veterans Day, Thomas would put on his old uniform and place a flag at the town memorial. He'd leave a letter for his fallen friend, James. "I haven't forgotten you, brother," he'd write. "Thank you for saving me. I promise to live every day for both of us." His promise wasn't just words. It was the life he led, filled with compassion and a quiet strength that inspired his entire community. The local school even named its library the Carter Miller Memorial, a tribute to a friendship that defined courage. When Thomas passed away in 2015, he was buried with full military honors. Tucked inside his coffin was the same St. Michael medal his mother had given him so long ago. Engraved on his tombstone are his own words, a powerful legacy for us all. Courage isn't going to war. It's coming home and still finding a way to love life. Thomas Miller's story is a reminder that heroes aren't just defined by their battles, but by their ability to heal, to love, and to find light in the darkness. Thank you for joining us to honor his memory. If you were moved by this story, please like this video and subscribe for more stories of quiet courage. We'll see you next time.